Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Pizza and Real Estate Podcast. Welcome back. My name's Philip Simonetta, broker owner of Pier 21 Realty and the Florida Real Estate School by Pier 21 Realty, as well as Simonetta's Brick Oven Pizza. Want to say hello to you guys and thank you for joining us. Tonight, we're going to have another episode of Rookie Agents. And I have 3 of our agents in our program with us tonight. We're short a couple, but they'll be here next week. And we're going to talk tonight about business planning and prospecting. That's what we went over this week in our training. And we're going to talk about setting up the scheduling and how you design your schedule and how your business practice is going to work. And prospecting, you have to let people know who you are, what you do, why they should deal with you. The hardest part of the real estate business is getting the client. If you could be the best contract writer in the world, you don't have a client, what are you going to write a contract for? Nothing, right? So a lot of people try to be perfect at contracts and this and that and every other thing, but they forget the hardest part is getting the client. So prospecting is the key, and that's any business, not real estate. It doesn't matter what kind of sales you're in. Prospecting, getting people to trust you, connecting with them, positioning properly, inspiring them to work with you. It doesn't matter what you're selling. They're the things that you need to know. So I have a few of the agents here, and I want to start with Christine. I want them to introduce themselves. You guys have seen them before. Just give a little background, Christine, in case we have some new viewers tonight.
Thank you, Phil. My name is Christine Swickla. I am a realtor in the greater Tampa area. I decided to embark on my journey in real estate this year after 20 years in the pharmaceutical biotechnology industry as a salesperson. I do have a background as a registered nurse, so very, I think, unique background in which prepared me, not a unique background, but a good background that prepared me to be able to talk to a lot of different people and meet them where they are and help to find solutions for their needs.
Yeah. And coming from that background, that's a tough sales business, right? With doctors and offices, and you're trying to really convince them to buy your products. I mean, it's just as tough as in real estate, right? I mean, it's
it absolutely
tough industry.
is. I would say the last few years I've said I could probably go work in Hollywood because I'm used to hearing the word no.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the art of being in pharmaceutical sales is really just never giving up and always, once you hear that word no, setting the mindset that this is just a work in progress. It's going to take a little bit longer to push that person over the line, but you will eventually get there.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's just a matter of them trusting you and feeling comfortable with you and putting faith in you that you can get the job done for them. That's what it comes to real estate. And I'm going to give you an example. I just took a listing appointment right before the show, and I got to type the agreement up tonight. That was one of Sean's. Sean started making calls before everybody, and he's had 3 appointments. He has 3 deals now, over $1 million in deals. That never did real estate before. And I'll share a little bit about the one. He's out right now at dinner, and he's celebrating. So I can't fault him for that. He may come in. He may pop in before we end to come in and say hello and everything. I told him, if he can pop in. I don't know if he's going to be back in time. But, I'm going to share a little bit about what he's done. And then, you guys are going to start prospecting this next couple of days. So the next show we're going to do, I'm going to actually do some live prospecting. I'm going to do it.
Exciting.
I'm going to make some calls. I'll have you guys here. I can't share the screen of what I'm doing with the names and numbers and information, but you guys will watch me call people. Some people will hang up on me. Some people will talk to me. I'll call them back when they hang up on me. It's going to be fun. So I'm going to show you guys how to do it. I'm not just going to talk about it. I'm about results. I'm about doing things, which is about 99.9% of people talk, so you're going to see me turn deals on with people that I've never talked to before, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the one we did tonight, but that's kind of what we're going to do. So Alicia, go next.
Hi, my name is Alicia Nieves. I am in the Jacksonville area as well. Basically, right now, I'm a full-time counselor. I do a lot of debt management, foreclosure prevention, and I feel like my skills there is really going to be able to help people um, just in general because of the skills I've acquired in my current position. I really think I can apply them to the real estate world and really just show people like connecting with them, like Phil always says, inspiring them and just motivating them to take that next step because there's 1 ounce of them that wants to sell their home. And if I can get them on the phone and tell them what we're about and what we do and how we're different from the rest and how we really genuinely care and want to help them,
Yeah.
really think
Mhm.
that, I can be super successful. And my goal is to just be, a top agent.
Name of the game. That's it. Awesome. And Francisco.
Hi there, I'm Francisco. Well, I'm an educator. I'm a high school teacher. I have a background in international relations and human rights. And I started to go into real estate because I started to change my life. I want to have a change of perspective and do something that really brings passion. Because once you've been doing something for as long as I've been doing this education career, well, you can't help but feeling like you need something else, something new, some more exciting. Excitement. That's what I want in my life. That's why I'm doing this. Here in
Something to
Kissimmee,
inspire
Florida.
you instead of getting beat down as a teaching. You're held. You're held back. And the way the world is today, man. I mean, you're like a babysitter, man. You're like a babysitter, right? I
Oh,
mean, it's more than a
that's the
teacher, man.
truth. That's the truth. I mean, we
Yeah.
teachers are glorified babysitters,
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
and we have to put up with so much. Man, I don't think
Yeah.
it's fair. It's become such a thankless profession. It used to be something beautiful where you would feel that you were giving
Yeah.
something back to the community. That
Yeah,
feeling
for
is
sure.
gone now. To be
I
honest.
still remember my elementary school teachers, and they've had impacts on me my whole life up and even now. It's different.
Yeah.
It's not like that anymore.
Yeah.
It's not like that anymore. I mean, they don't care. They're there for a paycheck, man.
Yeah.
Or to
So
push an agenda. But it's crazy, man. I could. It's nuts. It's the way of the world, though. It has to come full circle. And real estate, when it comes to like what you got into teaching for, you're helping people. You're educating people on how to get a deal done, right? Most clients have no idea. None. Okay. I'm going to tell you guys what we're doing, like a quick thing that's going on. So Sean called the client. They're in Kissimmee. Sean's in Tampa. I'm in Jacksonville. Okay. Sean speaks to them. I have a meeting on Zoom with Sean and the wife. I go over everything, who we are, what we do. Here's my school. Here's my brokerage. Here's all my reviews. Here's my results. Here's a deal where I had a buyer, and the buyer bought a house. They got paid $500 to buy it because I got them $17,000 in first time buyer credit, and I got the seller to give them 5% towards closing costs. Right, so they paid my commission and everything, and made $500 by buying it. But what's even better is they paid $40,000 less than the house appraised for. On top of that, so they made $500 and $40,000 by buying it. Crazy, right? So if anybody wants to buy, and they got a 6% rate locked for 30 years. That
Wow.
closed 3 weeks ago.
Amazing.
Okay, so I don't want to hear you can't buy a house. I just did it in the worst economy in the world ever in history, right? So the
Right.
lady I'm talking to with I was telling her about that. She had her house on the market 6 months. Okay, there's 6 new listings around the house and 8 that are pending, right around her house in the same neighborhood.
Wow.
Didn't have too much attention. The agent was a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend or whatever. Listed the house. They put a sign in the yard. They put it in the MLS, and then they prayed somebody would come and buy it. Well, didn't happen. So now I had a meeting with one spouse, went over everything. Then I had a meeting tonight with both spouses together, went over everything. And we're completing our listing agreement, and I'm sending it over to them in the morning. So I'm here in Jacksonville. Sean's over in Tampa. House is down in Kissimmee. We're putting a house on the market. We're going to have everything done. We're going to go down there, put the sign up. Everything's going to go. I'm going to market it. I'm going to sell it. The fact that you have, like you say you're in the Tampa area. Alicia, you say you're in the Jacksonville area.
Yep.
Doesn't matter.
Right.
Okay. Doesn't matter. Because the way my program works and the way my system works, you can be on Jupiter and I'll get your house sold. Okay. And that's how it works. That's why I'm licensed in North Carolina and Tennessee. Right? Doesn't matter where you are. I have houses for sale in Tampa. I have houses down in Three Islands, which is down in Hollandale Beach, south of Fort Lauderdale, north of Miami. I have a condo for sale down there. I have properties. Just look at all our listings from $2 million down to $350. I put 2 under contract last week. I have a counter offer out on one of my listings now, and I have an offer coming in on another listing that I haven't gotten it yet. Okay, most agents are dying right now. Dying. I'm making deals. I'm putting deals together. I'm getting listings every time I talk to somebody. And you guys are going to see that next week. When I make calls and I'm talking to people, you're going to see it. So if you want to be a successful real estate agent, and I'm doing this in this market, imagine what I do in the good market, right?
Right.
The thing is, the market is always good. Why? People always need to sell. People always need to buy. People need somewhere to live. It don't matter if the rate's 20% or 2%. You got to make sure you can get them the best deal possible at that time. That's what I did. 6%, 40 grand under market, 500 back at closing. That's what I did. I did it 3 weeks ago. Right? I do it like people get up and take a shower. That's what I do. It's like I do this like a routine. This is what I do for a living.
Yeah.
This is why I do what I do, and this is why I'm successful. And I'm showing you guys how to do that. All right. So you can live, you can come and go and do whatever you want, because money won't be an object. And the money isn't what you focus on. The relationships and the people are what you focus on. The money is the prize. You don't worry about the money, right? You focus on making the money. Like Francisco, I was telling you about the situation you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Put it behind you, close a deal or two, it's done. Now we make money. Sometimes people, it don't matter. You know, when people are down here and all the noise and you're up here, you don't ask for advice for people down here. You let them be miserable. You're here. You're doing what you do. You're helping people. You're helping people down here. You're helping people up here. But you don't let somebody that doesn't know what they're talking about influence you. You know,
Well,
when I do deals, I have binoculars in my eyes. That's what my friends say. I see shit coming from 300 miles away, you know? and you know, the thing is, I can't keep track of everything for everybody. You know what I mean? It's impossible. But me personally, I don't have any problems, because people that are trying to get over, they don't even try. It's like they're like water. You know, they'll go to the least resistance.
Mm-hmm.
They look at me, they don't try. I deal with agents sending me offers. They don't know what form to use. So I fill out the form and do it and send it back to them so they can go get it signed. Because it's easier for me just to fill it out instead of waiting 2 days for them to find their broker who's probably in Tahiti and they're trying to get a deal done, you know? So that's what I do. I just did it. Go sign it. That's it. Done. Now we got the counter offer. Now I'll know tomorrow by 5 o'clock if it's the deal, you know? And then the problem is with the agents, they have such an ego. They don't want to say they don't know, or they don't want to say, I don't know, or what do I do? They think they're right. They don't even know what the hell they're talking about. They think they're right. And I'm like, okay. I have an offer in Miami we're putting. The agent didn't want to represent. I showed you guys in class the other night. The agent refused to present the offer, which you can't do that. They wanted me to take disclosures out of the offer. You can't. The disclosures are part of the offer. If that appraisal contingency is not in there, that's not the offer the buyer wants. And I'm representing the buyer. So now I go, I need to speak to your broker, blah, blah, blah. Boom. Two changed, you know? And, oh yeah, I'll present it, blah, blah, blah. I'm supposed to know by 5 o'clock tomorrow. I don't even think she presented it. I really don't, you know, but it's what it is. I mean, I have all the emails that she said she's not going to present, not this. I'm filing a complaint with the state. As soon as I'm done with this, if we don't get the house, or if we do get the house, I'm still filing it, because once the contract's in place, it doesn't matter, because I want people like that reprimanded or out of the business, because they have no reason to be in it. That's just how I feel, you know, and I'm so sick and tired of dealing with idiots and incompetent people. So sick and tired of it. So
I think
anyway,
it's a realtor like that gives realtors a bad name.
yeah. And 90% of them are like that. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, I got offers come in. The boxes aren't checked. You know,
You showed us one last night. Yeah.
Exactly. Every time, nothing's right. Nothing, you know, and it's craziness. You know, it's craziness. But these are the things that we deal with in this business. And all I can do is control what I do. Our goal is to list property for people who want to sell it, find the buyer, and bring them to that property. I don't count on these other agents bringing anybody to my properties. I'm known to list a property, find a buyer, bring them. You know?
I think that's what sets Pier 21 Realty apart from other brokerages, is because 2/3 of the time we do bring, if we're listing the house, 2/3 of the time we're bringing the buyer.
Yeah. And that's the goal, right? Not only are we compensated more, we discount it for the seller. We discount it 1% if we bring the buyer. So they're saving 1%, they're saving money. We act as a transaction broker and we make more money, but we're controlling the deal and it's smooth. There's nobody saying, I don't know what paper to send. Like, what? Right? Like, I'm like, what? Like, how are you in this business if you don't know what paper to send? Like, you know what I mean? Like, shouldn't you know what paper to send? But, you know, in those cases, all you can do is assist them and try to show them. You know, it's not like I want to teach them and tell them to come work for me. I don't want incompetent people. I don't want these agents. They're lazy. I don't want that. I want people who are hungry. I want people who want to make a life and build wealth for their family. I don't want 1,000 agents. I want 10 that want to make money and want to build the business and build a reputation. That's all I want. That's it. Why do you think I'm top 5% in transactions? I do more deals than 95% of the agents in the world, in the country. I do more deals myself, more than 95% of the brokerages in the country. Isn't that crazy? So if I had 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people producing, we'd be number one.
You know, I think Francisco normally says it, and he said it on, past shows and things, that when you come truly from that empathetic standpoint of trying to problem solve for your clients and help them sell their house or help them figure out why with other brokerages their house didn't sell, and we make those adjustments and we do get the house sold, that the monies just they flow because you've been that empathetic problem solver. So it's just it's the tactics.
Most people put it on the MLS, they put a sign in the yard and they pray some agent comes and sells it.
Yeah.
That's all they do. And then they dance around on TikTok in their pink shoes. That's all they do. You know, that's all they do. And it's sickening because it makes everybody else look bad. So when I tell people, what do you do for a living? They ask me, I'm in real estate. And they look at me. I'll never say I'm a realtor because their eyes roll. Right? If you're a realtor, their eyes roll. And then they look at you and they're probably wondering, well, you know, like I always tell them, I'm in real estate. I'm not a realtor. I'm in real estate. You know, realtors, you know, they get pulled over and the cops ask them for the real estate license, not their driver's license, because everybody has one. You know, that's what I tell them. I go, I'm in real estate. I buy it, I sell it, I flip it, I develop it. I own a brokerage. I own a school. I teach people to get their license. I teach them. I certify them with the state of Florida, and they get their license. I teach agents who want to become brokers how to be a broker. I teach them, certify them, and they take their test to be a broker. I teach continuing education. I teach the post education. So who do you want to learn from? Somebody who teaches and is licensed to do that, and then also has a brokerage? Because most people teach, they can't do. Most people who do can't teach because they don't have time. See, I'm different than most people. I can do both. That's why I'm doing 4 classes a year next year. 4 classes in the whole year. So I'm going to do 4 classes to teach people to get licensed. They're going to either wait for me to teach them or they're going to not. And I'm okay with that. Because my schedule, you know, my business between the pizza business, the real estate business, and the school. And I plan on expanding the pizza business as well. I'm working on that as we speak. So my goal is growth, is to always expand. I get bored. No matter, it don't matter what I have. Okay, this comes down to your mindset. This comes down to your beliefs. I wake up in the morning with nothing, and I say, how am I going to make money today? How I want to go to bed tonight better than I was when I woke up this morning.
Absolutely.
That's it. That's it. More relationships, more people, not necessarily money, but more access. More people know me in the world, right? How do I grow? How do I expand, right? That's my question to myself every day. Get better, right? Because you can either get better every day a little bit or get worse. You don't stay the same. That's your choice.
Sure.
You get better or you get worse.
Right.
That's just the way it works. And I refuse to get worse ever. Like, I won't do it. So we talk to these people, we get the listing agreement. Like, they're down there, I'm here, I'm sending it over, we're getting it signed. The photos are in place. The agent they had is releasing the photos. We're going to be able to use the same professional photos. But what's the difference? Well, I'm going to market in 140 countries in 18 different languages. I'm going to market it on 3 MLS systems, right? I'm going to send it out to everybody I have emails for. I'm going to blast it on social media. And then what's going to happen? People are going to start calling. Oh, can I see this property? Sure you can. You know, boom, 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 done. Right? That's how it works. Francisco, you're in Kissimmee. I may have you show the property. I may pay you to say, hey, can you go over there and I'll throw you X amount of dollars just to open the door and let the people in? Because if I can't get down there, you can do it. Right?
Sure. Anytime.
Teamwork.
That's how it works.
Teamwork.
You know, so if they're in Tampa, Christine can do it. You know,
Absolutely.
That's how it works. And what's that do? It lets everybody make a little bit of money and everybody get experience. Right?
That is true.
There's
so
no-
you're mentioning. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Francisco.
You're mentioning that you do education and also sales and all thing, and I think that is a key of success, because by educating others, you're giving, you're being generous, and that's one of the key of success and wealth, generosity, because you often realize that who are these philanthropists? Broke guys? No, the Carnegies and
Right.
you know and the how do you call these guys? The bankers,
The Rockefellers and
the
the
Rockefellers. They're the philanthropists, and you cannot be broke to help others.
You can't help anybody. Exactly. And you can't take advice from broke people either.
Yeah.
Broke people give you broke
the-
advice. like you know, you get
Well,
advice from people who aren't broke.
They say that love and money is the key of all the root of all evil.
root of all evil.
Yeah.
But I say that poverty is the root of all evil. And it's an obligation for a person to
It's
aspire
not
to be
about
wealthy.
it's not about the love of money. You got to want to be successful, and successful is what generates money. Money's a tool. Money's a tool. When you do good and you give results and you provide a service for people that's valuable, that's how you get paid. The more valuable your service, the more you get paid. The last deal I closed, I was the buyer agent, and the listing agent was the other person. The listing agent charged a flat fee of $2,500 to list the house. I charged 3%. I got them a house. They made $500. It was $40,000 under appraisal, right? I got them all the assistance, locked in at 6%. I made 3%. It was like $13,000. Do you see a difference in value there? Do you think if I was representing that seller, they would have got 5% concessions? That cost them 17 grand. The 5% concessions was 17 grand that I negotiated that they got off of the price in total. An additional, other than the 348, right? So I got, because they wanted to pay somebody $2,500 flat fee that wasn't a negotiator, I was able to get an extra $17,000 from them, which paid me my money and gave the buyer $4,000. Now, do you want somebody that knows how to make a deal? Because that $2,500 you spent cost you $17,000.
I think this is
Right?
a really good case in point that you get what you pay for.
Yeah. And the thing is, they don't understand it.
Yeah.
You have to be able to show them, here's an example. Here's why I'm worth this. Here's why I'm worth this. When I talk to people, I say, here's the fee. This is what I charge. This is what I recommend you pay this agent through a seller to broker agreement, which is the new agreements through NAR. They don't even hiccup. Okay. Is there a problem with that? No. That's fine. Most agents are afraid to ask for 1%. No, here's what I do. Here's who I am. Here's what we bring to the table. What are you going to do? Here's what we do. Here's what we are. And here's what we bring to the table. That's the only thing that changes. We and I. Right?
Yeah.
You're we, I'm I.
Shows added
right?
value too, like what you truly do and you truly care about
Yeah.
people. And that shows
Yeah.
a lot because
The
usually it's
results,
just
the
it's
results are what matter.
transactional. People feel like, I feel like real estate, I've even on TV watching it, I always feel like it's super transactional. Like there's
Yeah.
really no empathy. People really don't care. They just want to
Yeah.
get them in, get them out, and get the paycheck. And that's not what it's about at the end of the day.
Yeah.
These people have to sell this house. It went up in value. One of them is no longer working. They're having another child, and they got to sell the house because they can't afford it anymore. That's what they got to downsize. So that's what they have to do. And they're getting nervous now because prices are coming down, bills are adding up, right? And they got to get out of this. And they wasted 6 months with somebody that didn't do a thing for them.
That's
You
horrible.
know, so it's crazy. It's crazy. Just like the other lady I had with 2 different agents, and none of them advertised her 2.99 assumable mortgage. I did. I had it sold in 3 weeks. She wasted almost 9 months. And she lost about 20, 25 grand because the price came down. If I would have listed that 9 months ago, I probably got her 20, 30 grand more, in 3.5 weeks. But what I'm saying is the clients don't understand it. The sellers don't understand it. The buyers don't understand it. The only way they're going to understand it is if we can put it in front of them to understand. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
So
Yes.
that's why the training we did this week, we started with mindset, right? Profiling, understanding people. Then we went into to prospecting, the talking points, how we talk to them, how we connect with people, how we position properly, and how we inspire them to work with us. And how do you do it? Through communication, through integrity, through honesty, through working with them and showing them the results you provide. Proof, right? Proof shows everything. Anybody can talk bullshit. I mean, you got people on TikTok and all that shit, millions of views, making 20, 30 grand a month on TikTok. They close maybe one real estate deal in their life. They don't even know what they're talking about. But they're talking to the masses. They're talking to the people down here. They don't understand they're getting fooled. Right? The clients we deal with are educated. The clients we deal with are high-end clients. That's who I target to. That's who my market is. I don't try to tell somebody down here what I do because they don't even understand. It's like talking a different language. Right? The people we talk to, if they don't understand who we are and what we do by our presentation, we don't want them. If they don't say, wow, I see what you bring to the table. I need your help. I see your results. Okay, I want to work with you. If they can't see that, when I call somebody up and I say, listen, hey, my name's Phil. Obviously, we haven't met yet. The reason for my call is really important. Just need a moment of your time. Listen, I would say, listen. I own a real estate school. Okay, I teach the public, certify them for the Florida Real Estate Commission, and then they take their exam to be a licensed agent. Then I teach agents and certify them to become a broker if they want to do that. I teach post-education and I teach the continuing education. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I own a real estate brokerage. Okay, since I was 19 years old. I'm going to be 48. Okay, I've been in this business. I'm licensed in Florida, North Carolina, and Tennessee. I build, I develop, I flip properties. I tear them down. I've done everything. Okay, so I just want you to know who I am. Now, I saw you were trying to sell your house. Okay, I noticed it came off the market. I never noticed it went on the market. Are you still wanting to sell it? Because this is what I do for a living. And I was just curious, like what's going on? That's it. And they're either going to get it or they're not. And if they don't, get lost, next call. Like, I don't care. If they don't get it, they lose. I don't lose. There's nobody on earth does what I do.
I think our approach, though, builds that sense of urgency in our potential client's mind, because I don't think realtors really conveyed that, hey, the only way I'm going to make any money is if I sell your home. So it's really important for me to do all that I can to get you the absolute best deal. I'm going to be that top negotiator. I'm going to, what's that movie? I'm going to take the other realtor to the mats and I'm going to get you the best deal possible. And that's building that sense of urgency and showing our clients that that's who we are and what we bring to the table. You know,
And I have proof to
what
show
sets
them.
us
You don't just
apart.
talk. There's proof.
It's-
Here it is. Here it is.
yeah.
Look at the numbers. Boom, boom, boom. The names are blacked
Absolutely.
out. You can't see, but here. There it is. Done. You know,
And also,
and
not just the presentation of who you are, but also the qualifying questions, because that goes both ways. It isn't just the client deciding whether or not he's going to choose us. It is us also deciding whether or not we're going to choose this client, because
Yeah.
some clients
Absolutely.
are not
Yes.
just worth
absolutely. No, some deals aren't worth it. You know, if they're
Yeah.
shady,
Yeah.
they want to do things like I don't want to deal with it. Like I just don't. I say, look, I'm too busy. Sorry, I can't help you. Bye. You know, good luck. You know, that's it. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm not for everybody, right? Everybody's not for me either, right? And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm okay
So
with
how do
that.
you counter the feeling of of anxiety when you're a new agent and you want to get the deal done, you want to get the listing, and you're coming across this kind of deals? You say, hey, am I going to take this even though it's not it's so good, or can I afford to let it go? Because that comes in times, in
None of you guys are gonna have to worry about that because you're gonna get them on Zoom and I'm gonna do it for you.
Gonna watch and
You know?
learn, and then we'll be pros. So
That's how you're gonna learn. You're not.
Yeah.
You're not. You don't have. You have to do nothing on your own except connect, position, inspire, get them on Zoom, and I'll
That's
take
good.
over from there. You got nothing else to do. Sean, look at Sean. Look, every person Sean got on the Zoom call is signing a deal.
that's
We got
amazing.
another one Friday. We got another one Friday. Every person he's talked to, I bat 1,000, bro. If they're serious and they want to sell their house, just get them on a Zoom call. And then you'll see it with your own eyes. And then you can say, holy shit, I've seen it too. I'm telling you, that's what you're going to say. Sean said is a beautiful thing. And why? It's not about the money. I genuinely care about that person on the other side of the screen. And I know they're in trouble and I know they have to get something done. And I'm the solution that will get it done for them better than anybody on earth because I know it. I know it. I do it over and over every day. And people I do it for respect me and they understand what I'm bringing to the table. If they don't, good luck in your life. There's no emotion involved. It's black and white. But my goal is the relationship and to help the person get where they're going. And the harder the problem is, the more valuable the deal is.
Yeah.
The bigger problem you solve, the more you're compensated. That's how it works. Right?
Right.
That's how it works. It's not about greed. It's not like I don't care about the money. The money is going to happen when I close the deal. It's a fact. I care about the person and making the deal and getting it done. Right?
Right.
That's it.
So
That's
true.
it.
So true.
And people are willing to pay you when you do a deal for them. They're willing to pay you. If the person doesn't want to pay you, you don't want to work with them. You don't want to work for free. If somebody asks me to work for free, I tell them no. Other people want to work for free. If the listing agent ain't going to pay me, I'll work for free. Why? Does your client go to work for free? If a client would let you work for free, why would you want to work with that client? Like, think about that.
Well,
Yeah.
and I would, as a client, if my realtor wanted to work for free, I would question how much they actually value their
Their
skill
time.
set.
Yes.
For you as a client.
Yeah.
If I were the client,
Yeah.
you know,
Think about the one that
I
pays.
mean, obviously,
Yeah.
if I didn't have to pay money, that'd be great. But then I would say, do
You second guess.
are you not really sure that you can sell this? That's why you're willing to do this for free?
Well, the one that paid $2,500, it cost him $17,000. Right? The one that paid $2,500, that was against me. It cost him $17,000.
Yeah.
Don't go against me. You know,
You're
But
a
that's-
shark of a negotiator.
that was a text message from the agent.
Yeah, that was a text.
That's what they said to me. But they didn't even like. It's just you have to care about the people. The money is secondary, but that's what we're here for. We're here to build wealth, not only for our families, for generations, for our kids and their kids and their like. That's what I'm building. I'll be long gone, but they'll still be living off my interest. You know, that's what I'm about. I'm not about anything else, man.
And I
you
think
know,
that's
and
how we
that's
all kind of relate in a way too, because I feel like we all have similar goals wanting to build generational wealth, not only for us and our current families, but for future generations to kind of break that cycle.
Yeah.
Yes, for
I
sure.
mean, that's what everybody's
Yeah.
trying to do in one way or another. And the problem is they're always trying to get over on each other to do it.
Yeah.
Like they don't do it like ethically, you know.
Yeah. One thing I
And
can say
I don't
about,
do anything. I don't do anything unethically. We got to do everything right. That's the other thing too with the clients. I tell them, look, you're not going to like everything I tell you, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to lay it on the table, and then we're going to figure a solution to fix the problem. I'm not going to not say anything to you. Here it is, you know, and that's it. That's what you have to do, and you tell them that up front. So when you call them on Friday, because when you have a listing, you call them every Friday. Listen, you know, things are slow. We haven't had any showings. I don't think we should lower the price yet. I think, you know, just hold on. Just elections here, things are going on. And you remember when I told you you're not always going to like what I say. Just this is the truth. Now we have options. What do you want to do? You can lower the price. You know, we can run more ads, which I'm going to do. You know, or you could hold it out another week and let's see what happens. What do you want to do? And that's what we do. So when you call them on that Friday and it's not good news, you can still have that conversation. Because if you don't call them Friday and then another Friday pass and another Friday pass, what are they going to think? The mind gets in there, right?
Yeah.
Silly rabbit in your head, right? It gets in there. Oh, they're not listening. They're not helping me. They don't care, right? You call them up. Hey, I just want to call and say hello. This is what's going on. I was thinking about you guys. I just wanted to say hi. We're working hard for you. Market shifting. Things are happening. Here's what's going on. And I just want you to know. This is being transparent, telling you what's going on. We have some ideas of what you can do. You can do this, or we can wait it out. What do you want to do? Do you want to do something now, or you want to wait like another week? My advice is you should do this, but you tell me what you want to do. Right? You lay it out. And you give them the option. That's how you communicate with people. And they're going to respect you. They may not be happy, but they're going to, you know, at the end of it, they're going to have respect for you because you made the hard call and you told them the truth. At the end of the day, they're going to have respect for you. And that's what you want. You want people to respect you. You honor them. You do the things right. You know, that's it. Transparency, integrity. You know, do what you say and do it. Like whatever you say you're going to do it.
Well, and it's communication. Communication is a two-way street.
Yeah.
So you even if you're approaching the client with that there wasn't any movement on their property, you're still engaging them. You're still having
Yeah.
that dialogue, and that matters. They feel important.
100%. Yeah. And that's the way they have to feel, right? They're hiring you to do a job for them. You got to communicate with them. You can't leave them hanging. You know, most agents, they disappear. And that's why they're angry. When you're calling them, the agent disappeared. It's somebody they knew and he disappeared. It ruins relationships with people. You know?
Yeah.
So, but that's okay. So what I want to do is, guys, let's go over some questions. I have 5 questions about the last week's training and where you are now.
Okay.
And when I ask the question, I want you guys to each give me an answer and tell me what you're feeling, like what you think about it. And talk about some of the training we went through. Use examples from the training from this last couple sessions to answer the questions and give feedback. Okay. So first question I have is, what mindset shifts are necessary for you to become successful in real estate? So the things we went over from the profiling and the integrity training and the position, to connect, the position, the inspire, from all the training that we went over and all the examples and the talking points and everything I went over with you, what mindset shifts do you need to make? What's necessary for you to be successful in doing what I do? And the reason I ask, every tool I have to run my business, you guys have access to. The only difference is it's your name or my name calling people. Like you literally have every system, everything I use underneath my umbrella. So what do you think you guys have to shift from prior to now to be successful? So, Christine, you can go first.
Phil, I think the mindset shifts that are necessary for me to become successful in real estate is one, uh, correcting self-limiting beliefs. I think uh, just in general, we grow up in a society that pushes a narrative that the majority can't and only a select few can. And I think wrapping my head around the fact that I am one of those that can is
You can do
super
whatever you want.
important. Absolutely. And I also think that, and you've been talking about this and alluding to it since the beginning of the show, it's the amount of effort that you put in from the beginning that is going to lead to results. So I have to do the work. I'm not, if you work a normal, I don't want to say normal, but let's just say you work a corporate 9 to 5. More often than not, someone's telling you what you need to do and when it needs to be done by. As a real estate agent, I'm an entrepreneur. No one's holding my hand and telling me this is what needs to be done and this is when it needs to be done. I'm setting those priorities
Yeah.
and those timelines, and it's creating the sense of urgency in
Yeah.
me to get the
Yeah.
job done.
That's why so many real estate agents fail. No one's telling them what to do.
Mhm.
Most people are taught from kindergarten in school. Here's your instructions. Go do it.
Yeah.
Go to college. Get married. Go do with this. Get a job. Pay your taxes. Do this. Retire. Right? You're told what to do your whole life.
Mhm.
My progress report from kindergarten to the time I graduated does not follow instructions well. But they love me.
You do your own
Right?
thing your own way.
Always have, always will. And nobody's going to tell me what I can and can't do. Because when they tell me I can't, I go do it and I come back and say, what were you saying? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And
So I think
it's all control. It's all barriers that are put up for you. And it's all bullshit, right? Elon Musk is no different than me, right? He's no different than me. He just made different moves, right? At certain times, he was involved with different things. All these people, most of these people who are successful, when you meet them, you're like, how the fuck did he do that? I'm telling you.
and I think Alicia has certainly brought this up and emphasized the fact that we all have this common belief that um, we believe in positive affirmations,
Yeah.
and we we're again we're moving away from being that passenger on the school bus to actually driving the school bus,
Yeah.
and we know that we're capable of doing that. And so I think those positive affirmations, daily. Alicia and I talk about this, offline, almost daily, is
Mhm.
just creating that story in your head as if though you've already accomplished whatever goal it is that you have, and the universe has no choice but to respond in kind and
It
help
does.
you achieve those
Mhm.
goals. And Phil, you've
Yeah.
talked about this. It's metaphysics. It's
Mhm.
quantum physics.
Yep.
And I think real estate is not just this black and white of let me list your house or let me help you buy a house.
But that's what
It,
it's
it
become.
really
That's what it is to people.
but
It's
it's
just
an
about transaction.
energetic
Yeah.
exchange. It
Yeah.
really is. And I think
Yeah.
all of life is an energetic exchange. And I think that is a core belief that we all have, is that we believe in um, this this quantum theory. And I think that's what makes us one and whole as a very strong and solid team.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. Francisco,
About that.
what mindsets shifts are necessary for you to become successful in real estate?
Well, I would say that the notion that the market rules it all. That if the market is good, we can sell. If it's not good, we're all screwed up. So that notion
Mhm.
I need to get rid of, because my background is in politics and international
Mhm.
relations, economy, human rights. So I've seen the ugly side of the world. I've been traveling. I've seen. I've been in poor communities, sat down with, presidents and rulers and those stuff, and I've seen the ugly side of things. And I always tend to believe that set of variables determine the outcome. And as a realtor, I need to understand that it doesn't matter how the market looks like. You're still going to succeed if you do a certain set of things, take a series of steps that I need to internalize to be successful. Because
there's always deals.
Christine
People need
mentions,
somewhere to live, right? People need somewhere to live. They always, doesn't matter, right? It's a need. It's one of the top needs you need to survive. You need shelter.
Yeah.
So deals will always be happening. The question is, you have to pivot and be the person that they trust and want to work with. The deals are still closing. You just have to get involved in them. And how do you do that? That's the question, right?
So the trick is how to walk from the inside out, to have an internal gain, and not to rely so much on the elections or the economy or the interest rate, because those variables, yes, of course, they're real, but it is more real what you can do and what you can achieve from the inside out. And that is difficult to understand, because you say that you know it on an intellectual level, but when it comes down to behaving and living in that mindset, it's difficult.
Until you do it.
Yeah.
Right? You got to remember, you have the beliefs and the mindset, then you have the actions to make it happen, and then you have the results, right? And then the results go back to the belief. So you could believe anything you want. Until you start taking the actions and doing it, nothing's going to change. You can think about it all you want, right? Unless you do the work, nothing's going to give you feedback. You can't get feedback. You can't. You're stuck in believing, right? Actions speak louder than words. That's said for a reason. The actions are what rebuild the beliefs, because you get results. It's either good or bad, right? And it gives you different beliefs. If it doesn't work out, it's bad. If it works out, it's good. And you just keep building on that, is how it works. You use Sean as an example. Sean set 2 appointments. Sean completed 2 deals. Sean got a 3rd appointment set. What do you think he thinks is going to happen on that one?
He's going to get it. That's where the mindset's at now.
The guy already accepted it. The guy told him, look, I had an agent. I was really unhappy with him. I see everything you do. This, and this. He sent all the information. He sent me the report. I sent back my email. He saw all my stuff. The guy's just waiting for Friday. Right? Amazing. That's how it works. Do you think Sean's beliefs are different than they were 2 meetings ago?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Do you think your beliefs will be different than they are right now after you see 2 deals closed?
Yes.
Definitely.
So that belief, action, result, belief, action, result, belief, action, result, right? If you never make that call, you never set that appointment, what's your belief going to be?
That it's not possible, because you're not really putting the effort or the action in to make it happen for yourself.
That all comes down to you. I know what I'm going to do, but you have to do your part, right? Anybody, and I'm not just talking about you in general. I'm talking about the person has to do their part to get the beliefs. You want to be successful? No, nobody's coming to you. Nobody's knocking on your door. Anybody come say, "Hey, you got your license? I want to work with you." Anybody? No.
No.
Nobody comes to my door. Nobody comes knocking on my door. Like, can I work with you? Nobody does that.
They should. They're missing out.
But how do you? The only way you can do that is by spending millions and millions of dollars on advertising. Right. That's just. I mean, over time, word will do it.
Oh yeah, word of mouth is the best advertisement. I always say that.
I get phone calls from people I've done business with, and they have somebody they're sending me. But in the general public, I'm not wasting my money on advertising and that shit. It doesn't work. That's why I'm doing this on YouTube. People see. When I did interviews on YouTube, 700,000 views. People see. That's where it is. You have to build up a community and let people build with you. And then they see you're the logical choice to deal with. It's that simple. It takes time and it takes work. So,
Well, I think that's a value that this show brings to our audience is that, you know, unlike what you see on $1 million listings where it's a sale and maybe there's just a little bit of negotiation. I mean, we're
doesn't work
going
like
through
that.
trials and tribulations, and it isn't always sunshine and rainbows. We're going to be
Yeah.
in the trenches. We're going to hear a lot of no's. I mean, Sean made hundreds of calls before
Yeah.
he got to that one person that
Yep.
said yes. And
Yep.
so, we do have to take the action to reinforce that positive feedback loop, because without action, we're stuck in a negative cycle.
Yeah. Pretty much. Alicia, did you answer?
I don't think so.
Nope. Go ahead.
So I think basically a good mindset shift for me would be really shifting on focusing like building trust, building connections with clients, and really understanding their needs and just providing the value that we offer, and just really embracing a growth mindset, because that's what I've always wanted to do is just grow with somebody, grow with the team. And every job I've ever got, and they're like, yeah, there's growth opportunities here, and then you just stay stagnant doing the same thing. It becomes mundane where you just don't want to do it anymore, and it motivates you to want to do something for yourself. So I just think, having discipline, having a set schedule that I give myself will really help me stay on track and really get the results that I'm looking for, that I know I can provide for myself.
Yeah. And you want to do more business? Call more people.
Right.
It's that easy. All right, good. Okay, so now second question is a challenge. Like, this is challenging when you're doing this. So how are you planning to stay motivated, especially during slow times and tough markets, like election time right now? Things are slow for most people, not me, most people. How are things, like like time to go back to school, people aren't really moving, right? So what are you going to do to stay motivated in those times? Now, truthfully, the way we do things, there's never times like that. But when you, just in general, what kind of ideas do you have to stay motivated to keep going? Alicia, you go first with that one.
Honestly, what would really keep me motivated is I love helping people. That's what I do now, is help people every day get out of debt and prevent foreclosure. And now it's just doing it in a different way and applying those skills there. So really just to stay motivated, I know that there's somebody out there that's probably struggling, like you said, with a realtor who just disappears after so many months, and they're just hopefully that one person calls and can really help me. I think that will really help me stay motivated, because I know there's people out there that need to sell their home. There's a lot of people out there that aren't saying they can do X, Y, and Z, but aren't taking the action to show the results. And I think that alone will
Yeah.
definitely help me stay motivated, because I know there is someone out there that needs our help.
Yep. All right, Francisco.
Well, my answer is not that exciting, but it's really, really honest. Each time that I feel like I'm, losing motivation, I always think, wait a minute, things always work out for me, always, no matter what. Even the things that look bad and sad and awful, because I always have God on my side, no matter what. And I've seen it. I mean, my life is filled with miracles and things that people would believe are lies. So for instance, I should have been dead 4 times already.
Yeah.
So I'm right here, alive and kicking. So I can tell from real experience that things always work out for me and my loved ones and my mom and my wife and my siblings. So I just hold on to that belief that everything's going to be all right, and it does happen.
Yeah. The peace of mind of that, no matter what, it's all good.
Yeah. And you have seen me this day that I got frustrated with things that I'm going through in my life. And I said to me, wait a minute, this is gonna pass, because everything that I've dealt with has been really, really ugly and tough, and here I am. So this is just one.
That's what I'm trying to. That's what I was saying to you. Listen, let it go. We'll figure it out. Do what we have to do. It's all going to work out. Like, I said that to you today. I said that. Don't worry about it. It's going to be all right. We're going to figure it out, and because we will. And you're going to learn from it. It's going to help you in your career.
Indeed.
this is something that you got to be aware of now that can happen. 25 years in this business, nothing like that ever happened to me. You know, it's like, what the, wait, hold on a second. You say one thing and it turns out to be another. Like, how's that okay? You know, it's crazy, man. But
Yeah,
that's life. That's the world
it
we're in
hurts.
today.
It hurts.
Right is
but
wrong,
then-
wrong is right.
Yeah. And even though it hurts, you realize that, well, God is on my side. That is my truth. And sometimes people around me get frustrated when I give this kind of answer because they want something more real and more, you know, that they can
That's
understand.
okay,
But that's my truth. God is on my side. That's what I hold on to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good, man. And Christine, what's your answer?
Well, Phil, I just want to piggyback off of what Francisco said. You know, I am blessed and highly favored, and things work out for me. Maybe not initially working out in the way that I had hoped,
Mhm.
but they work out. And when I wrap my head around my mindset of things that would be perceived as, you know, slow or tough, I take the perspective of it's an experience and I'm learning from this experience, and I'm learning how to shift and adapt my work style, my work ethic, even my mindset to again remember that I am blessed and highly favored, and you know, th- things will come to fruition. So for
Yeah.
me, it's really a mindset and remembering, like an attitude of gratitude is the best way to put it.
Yeah. Awesome. It's great. You know, it always works out. And if it doesn't, like for me, I just kick a door to make it work. so like I physically make it work. Like I do whatever I got to do. Like if I want something to work, I will die in the process of making it work. This is what I do. And
Yes.
I don't know any other way to be. So I just, when I want something, but I have to want it. Like I have to want it. And then I put that on the line, you know, like that's just who I am. And when I deal with my clients, they know I do that. Like they know, like I make sure everything works out in our favor. I do everything I can to make it work out in our favor. And I always protect them, right? I write in the clauses, I protect them so they have ways out of situations if things don't go right. Like I think of everything to protect my clients as if I was protecting myself. And I think that alone like blows everything else away because no one else, they don't even have the concept of doing that. They don't even know they can do things. They don't know what papers to use. They don't know what forms to use, you know? Do you think their buyer knows that? Or do you think their client knows that they don't know what form to use? Or they didn't check the right boxes? Like, didn't the buyer read it? You know, like stuff like that. Like, don't they, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Like things like that. But when something isn't done right, I let it go. I make sure we're right. So we have an out. You know what I'm saying? Like I protect my side.
Right.
In situations, right? That's just
We tend to believe in the Western world that everything's going to be, I don't know, sunshine, spice, and everything nice. Everything's going to be cool. And if it's not that way, well, something's wrong. But not because something is, you know, not nice or ugly at the moment doesn't mean that it's not the way it should be. But it's not going to work out for us for you know, a greater good in the end. And that's sometimes you tend to lose.
The bad times and the hard times. The bad times and the hard times, I look forward to because they sharpen you and they shape you. They're the ones that give you experience, not the good times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times are rewards for the bad times. You know?
Yeah.
All right. The next question. So what practices or habits help you maintain? Well, we kind of answered this. Like, this is what you were talking about. Like, so we kind of answered that one. That's kind of interesting how we answered that in that other question.
Without even knowing.
Yeah.
So what are some ways you have learned to build prospecting confidence and find clients without an extensive network? You guys are starting out. Now, I told you, start calling people you know and use the talking points with them. Hey, how you doing? Haven't talked to you in a while. I apologize for not speaking to you. I was going through my phone and I saw you and I just wanted to call and see how you're doing. Like what's new in life? How you doing? Talk to them and then tell them what's going on new in your life. Hey, listen, I got my real estate license. I'm working with the brokerage. The brokerage is actually a real estate school and brokerage. With this, and go through the talking points. Send them the videos, send them everything. Listen, if you ever need anything, man, let me know. No cost. Just, hey, you want me? I'll do a report for you for the house. Just check this out. It's really cool, or whatever. And then if you ever know anybody needs, then man, keep me in mind, and whatever, and just open up those communications with people you haven't talked to that you wish, people are busy, right? You lose track of people, different things. Connect with people again. Let them know who you are, what you're doing, because you're different now, right? So all the things that I taught you up until this point, what are some of the ways you've learned through that to build the confidence and to find the clients? Like you're starting from scratch, right? You're starting with strangers other than the people to call, right? So Christine, go ahead. You go first on this one.
Honestly, my past history working in pharmaceutical sales has helped prepare me for, prospecting, cold calling, finding clients without an extensive network. Because in 2012, I got reorganized out of a job and I got hired by a company where I covered a multi-state territory. And I covered, oh gosh, probably half a dozen disease states. And I was calling on physicians in these other states outside of Illinois and in a small pocket of Illinois where I had worked for 7.5 years without having established relationships. And so it was building that trust level quickly by letting them know who I am and what I bring to the table and how I am really there for their patients, because at the end of the day, that's I think what makes me different is I bring that empathy. So this really it,
It's just a different product.
it's just a different product. I'm not afraid to go out there and start having conversations with random people because I've been doing this since 2012. And even when I first got into pharmaceutical sales, I'd never been in sales before. And I was starting to have conversations with cardiologists and dermatologists. And, I was on the other side of the fence. Instead of being a patient, I was actually trying to influence these providers to take, pen to paper with all of the data that I brought. And I think that's exactly what we're going to be doing with all of our clients. We're going to be showing them what we are capable of by the deals that we have closed for clients, um, highlighting what value we bring to marketing their property and engaging them in that two-way communication and getting that home sold and across the finish line. So this is, for me, I feel like this is just something I do every single day.
Yeah, you're
It
just
doesn't
changing
bother
it. You're
me.
changing the
Yeah.
approach. Yeah. The product switches out. Yeah, good point. Very good point. Yeah. Francisco, how about you, man?
Well, I think that my answer is similar to Christine's. My background, I've been teaching for over 20 years now. So I've been dealing with a lot of things, working as a human rights activist as well, and doing, a lot of things in my country, was doing politics. So I've dealt with pretty much a lot of things, and I don't think that I would be scared to make a phone call. I've been criminals myself. So
yeah, and here's the thing too. You know how to build relationships with people, just like Christine. You guys are all doing that, and now you have something they need. They just don't know it yet. Everybody needs to sell or buy a house, right? Everybody needs somewhere to live. Now you have to present to them who you are, why you're a logical choice, and why you're the best choice, honestly.
Right.
And that's the key. And once they see that, it's going to be routine, like it's routine for me.
Indeed. That's it. So it's just an extension of what you have been doing, because it's not overnight. I mean, we've been doing things for our entire lives. I'm 43 years old, and I've been doing a lot of stuff, and just connecting what I've been doing so far with this new phase in my life.
And building
It's
it, building it.
like Prince used to say, the singer. He said,
Mhm.
it takes an entire life to become an overnight success.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
So people see,
Yeah.
oh, look at that. This new guy is really good. Oh, he
Yeah.
came out of nowhere.
It took a lot of work to get that. Nobody came out
For
of
you, it's
nowhere.
out of nowhere. For you, it's out of nowhere. But
Yeah.
for him, it's an entire life to get to that moment. So that I
Yeah.
think is in a way that's who we are now. I mean, we're
Yep.
working and honing our skills and our craft in other areas to come to this point.
You fine tune it and you shape it now to where, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And Alicia,
I think some ways that I've kind of learned to kind of build prospecting confidence is I talk on the phone every day. I've been doing it for 4 years. Even before that, I've always been some sort of customer care where you build relationships with people, you connect with them, you inspire them. I inspire people every day to get out of debt, and I prevent foreclosure. It's just kind of a different, like kind of like what Christine and Francisco were just saying. It's kind of just like a different thing, except the people will not be calling me now. I'll be calling the people and letting them know, like, hey, this is how we can help you. Let me show you how we can help you. And then just in general, like, I'm a very friendly person. I'm very approachable. I get approached a lot, even in grocery stores, to get something off the top shelf. The little old lady can't get it. I'm
Good job.
tall. She's like, can you please get that for me? I always do it. So just in general, people feel like I'm easily approachable. So it's easy for me to connect with people and have a conversation with them, even if I've never met them in my life. So even at the store or the grocery store, it's just, and then like you said, you taught us this, if you start to have a conversation, they talk to you, and then eventually they're going to wonder, well, what does this person do? And then that can build a relationship too. You never know, that person
Yeah.
might need something from you and may have a house that they need to sell.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, very true. Very, very true. The last question. This is a good one. How do you plan to handle objections when you're dealing with people you don't know them, they don't want to talk to you? How are you going to object? How are you going to handle that to win them over quickly? Because they're going to hang up. They're not going to want to talk to you. Like, what are your ideas of how? Because once you have 2 or 3 techniques of how to handle this, it becomes expected. Nobody's going to answer the phone and say, Alicia, you called me. I've been waiting all my life to hear from you. Nobody's going to say that. So they're going to object. How are you going to overcome that? Like, what do you have in your mind ways to do that? So Alicia, you go first. You deal with it now. You deal with a lot of that now. So
Yeah,
how
no,
would
I
you?
think really just like handling objections in general, like people, like you said, I do that now. Like I had a client earlier I was speaking with, and they were really on the fence about it, and I kind of just break down like, okay, this is X, Y, and Z. This is how this can help you. Yes, it is not the best thing that the account's closed, but at the end of the day, like it is something that is like a revolving door. You'll get it again in the future. So just in a way, kind of providing them a solution. If there is a problem, providing that solution to them and saying, hey, this is how I can help. Let me at least show you. I know you're busy. I know this, you probably weren't expecting this phone call, but I promise you, definitely, if you just listen to me and let me show you what we can do for you, I promise you it's, different from what the rest.
Yeah. All right, good. Francisco, what do you think?
Well, I think that overcoming objections is not a natural talent. I think that you have to learn it, you have to master it. It's like learning some kind of martial art. No one is born being Bruce Lee or Jet Li or this Jackie Chan. They have some natural talent or inclination, but they have to learn those set of skills, and that combined with their natural talents, well, makes a good combination. But that's it. So I think that I need to learn much more techniques to overcome objections. And I've been doing this for quite some time now. I've been teaching and speaking debate to kids, and well, that's part of the way that you also learn some things. I think that I have some things in my toolkits that could help me to overcome some objections. But obviously, in the real estate market, is different. It's going to be specific when it comes to indicators, statistics, numbers, regulations that I need to polish a little bit more.
Yep, that makes sense. Christine, what do you think?
So some of the ways that I handle objections is, one, actively listening. 2, validating and acknowledging, and then 3, being a problem solver. And sometimes, and Phil, I think you brought this up just in our apprentice training classes about, some of the conversations that you've had with people when you've done your prospecting calls where they said, well, I'm going to relist with the same agent. And sometimes I think through uh, the problem solving technique, you have to help client understand that they really do have a problem. And that problem is you gave this agent 6 months of your time while your house sat on the market and they
Mhm.
didn't move the needle forward for you because your house is not sold.
Mhm.
So you have to kind of create the problem for the page or for the client so that you can provide the solution for them.
I don't know if it's as much as creating it
Well,
than making them realize it's there.
yeah, yeah,
Because the
that's it.
problem's there. You're not creating it. It's there. They
Right.
just got to see it.
Yeah,
It's like they don't see it.
yeah. So I
You
think it's
know.
helping them have a new perspective on the situation. So
Yeah.
actively
Yeah. Yeah.
listening,
Yeah.
validating, and acknowledging have really been helpful
Yep.
in my past careers. And, then just again, being a problem solver.
The easiest way to overcome objections, the first thing you do is you agree with them. Whatever the objection is. I can't stand real estate agents. Neither can I. Imagine this. You dealt with one. I got to deal with them every day.
Yeah.
Listen, I just need 5 minutes of your time. If you don't want to talk to me anymore, you'll never hear from me again. But I promise you, if you listen, you're going to thank me for this call.
Yeah.
Right? Do you, blah, 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 blah. Listen, do you want to sell your house? Yeah. Well, you don't sound like it. Give me 5 minutes and I'll show you how I do it. And if you don't want to talk to me again, okay, great. But I promise you, you'll thank me for this call.
Phil,
That's it.
you saying that right now brings to mind when I was in pharmaceutical sales, we were often instructed to have that uncomfortable tension
Yeah.
where you
Yeah.
actually do the challenge. Like you just said, well, it doesn't sound like you want to sell your house.
Yeah. Well, listen, when
Most
they're
people
talking,
wouldn't feel
yeah,
they wouldn't feel like they have the right to say that.
right.
But I think it really does engage the client in
Yeah.
a two-way
And
conversation and help
I
them
tell them too,
understand
like,
that they have an issue.
and when they're talking and going, blah, 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 listen, everybody, that's human nature. Listen, everybody shuts up and listens, no matter what. They're like, holy
Yeah.
shit, right?
Yeah.
Like, listen. You know how many times I hit the table and say listen, and they listen? You'll see me do it. I'll do it live. What is? They'll be the listen. Everything goes quiet. Hear me out for a second. It works.
It's a good objection. Good way to overcome it. Tell them to listen.
listen. And it's like, remember, personalities. Figure out what they are quick. That's how you overcome objections. If they're an S, I got to figure out the S problem. If they're a D, I got to figure out the D problem. If they're a C, I got to figure out the C problem, right? The minute you connect with them, all the barriers go down. You'll see it happen in 5 seconds. You'll see me do it. You're like, holy shit. You're going to see me do it. Literally. And then when you do it, you're like, huh. It's people's objections are their fears. It's not that they need to sell their house. It was on the market hours ago. You think they don't want to sell it anymore? They have to sell it. They want to sell it. Right?
Yeah, because if they didn't want to sell it, they wouldn't have listed it in the first place.
Right.
I just
That's
think it's
exactly
like
the point.
what you said, Phil, like the fact that they have such a bad experience with another, someone in real estate, that they have a sour taste in their mouth, that they're like, what makes you different from the person I worked with or the person before that? And then you just kind of have to show them, hey, this is what we can do. Give me a
Yeah,
minute of your time
listen.
so I can show you.
I
Yeah,
understand what you're I understand what you're
the
going
broken
through.
hearted.
I understand exactly what you're going through. Imagine this. You dealt with that one person. I got to deal with people like that all day, every day. Can you imagine what I deal with? Wow. Really? Listen, we own a
Yeah.
real estate school. Okay. Our school's licensed by the state of Florida, and we educate people to get their real estate license. We also educate people who have an agent license and want to become a broker. Okay. We did it. We this. Now, what I want to talk to you about isn't about what we do. I want to know what your problem is, what's going on with you, and why this didn't sell. And I know you need to sell it because it was just for sale a couple of minutes ago. So let me understand what your situation is. Let me think of a couple of solutions for you and see if we can work together. Listen, if we can't work together, we part as friends. I don't care. But at least if I put everything on the table and explain things to you, maybe you'll understand why your agent didn't sell your house. Maybe you'll understand what you're up against out there. It doesn't cost you anything but a couple minutes. I'll put a report together for you. The report, I guarantee you, the report and what I go over with you will be more than any real estate agent combined went over with you in your life. I guarantee you. Just
And it's
give
all
me an opportunity.
complimentary.
Yeah, give me
It's
an
all
opportunity to show it to you.
complimentary. So and a lot of people like free stuff at the end of the day too. And if you're offering to educate them
A
for free,
conversation. It's a conversation. It takes a couple of minutes of your time. What do you want to do? Do you really want to sell your house? Because it doesn't sound like it.
So
if Michael Jordan called you and told you and wanted to tell you how to play basketball, would you listen to him? His high school coach didn't. He told him he couldn't play basketball. He threw him off the high school team, by the way. But the thing is, you don't know me. I've been in real estate. You don't know us. My partner has been in real estate since he was 19. He owns a school in the brokerage. There's nothing on earth he can't do. He builds, he develops, does all this. Just 15 minutes, 20 minutes of your time. I guarantee you'll at least know if you want or don't want to sell your house and why. If it's not good to sell your house, don't sell it. We'll tell you that. I'm not going to try to sell your house if it's not good for you. That's not like the agent you had, I'm sure. That's it. You have conversations. You put the people first. You find out what their true objection is. Why are they not selling the house? What's wrong?
I think that in a way it's like sweet talking a person whose heart is broken. Hey, you see, I'm different. I'm not gonna hurt you. Trust me. I'll never let you down. So it's kind of like like a seduction process, if you will, because you have to build rapport, isn't it?
Yeah, you got it. It is. It's a game. But here's the thing: you have proven facts to show them. You don't just say I'm the best. They say I'm the best. Here, look, boom, boom, boom. Do you want someone who educates people and puts them into business? Or do you want somebody on TikTok in pink shoes dancing around? What do you want? You get what you want. You want to work with the agent that got $2,500 flat fee and they were up against me and it cost the seller $17,000? Who do you want to deal with? Listen, maybe we shouldn't work together. Maybe not. But I don't know. Like, if we shouldn't work together, okay, fine. Get lost. I'll call the next person. I don't care. Like, you gotta understand something. All you can do is bring you to the table and show them your value and how you care and how you'll help them. If they don't want to get that, hey, what are you gonna do? Think about it. Like, just, you can't help certain people. They're helpless. And you can't worry about it. You can only help the people you can help. And that's what it comes down to. And listen, there's thousands of deals closing, right? There's thousands of deals closing every month, right? Thousands. How many do you need?
All of them.
No.
One or two.
Listen, if I get between 5 and 10 deals a month, listen, you get 5 deals a month, you make $1 million a year. You get 5 deals a month, you'll make $1 million a year. Bottom line. That's what it comes down to. But what happens when you get 5 deals a month, and then they send you people, you do more. You're not worried about picking up that phone call anymore. Right? You start to have those beliefs.
But Phil, do you think that prospecting ever truly ends? I mean,
No,
the
everything you
most
do.
successful, the top agents, they
Never
never
ends.
rely on that word of mouth referral base. They're always putting in that extra effort
Yeah.
to make
Anybody
those cold
who's
calls.
successful is.
Yeah.
Anybody who's successful is. No, nothing's given to you. Nothing's given to you. It doesn't matter who you are. You know what I mean? You have to go every day and grab and take what you want, because nobody's going to give it to you.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be known. You got to make things happen. You got to create things. Right? That's what it comes down to. So it never ends. It's always an ongoing journey. I mean, listen, when you go to the Gap and you're looking at jeans, and the salesperson comes up and goes, "Can I help you?" What do you say to them?
I always say, no, I'm just looking.
I always say that. I was just going to say the same thing. No, thank you. I'm just looking.
Right.
That's usually what I'm doing.
But don't you really need to know where the certain thing you want is? Instead of just saying, yes, I'm looking for this. Where is it?
Well, you know what? If I'm looking for something specific, I don't wait for them to come to me. I go to them and I say, I am looking for X, Y, and Z.
But how many times have you been looking for something and you're looking around, you can't find it, and they come and ask you, "Can I help you?" and you still say no?
I don't do that.
No?
No.
Most people do. Most people, I'm okay.
I want to get in, get out. I don't. Yeah.
Same.
So.
Yeah.
Maybe me and Christine are just different.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I'm like,
most people will say, no, I don't want any help, and they just keep doing what they're doing. They don't want to look like they need help.
Yeah, majority of the time,
like
honestly, I mean, I don't get approached, honestly, by employees. I feel like they try to avoid me. I don't know if that's just here because I'm from Massachusetts, but I feel like more up in Massachusetts, I got approached more like, "Hey, can I help you?" Especially if they were trying to sell something or upsell, then I feel like they would approach me more. But I don't really get that here.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's Florida. That's why.
Definitely.
But that's what it comes down to. Like, people don't want to look bad. They'll do anything they can not to look bad. They'll lie. They'll do whatever not to look bad in somebody else's eyes. When you come to the table and you're willing to look bad, to be honest and straightforward with people respect that. Like, you don't have an ego. Like, here, okay, look, this is the situation. This could happen. Here's this. Here's who we. There's no judgment. You just lay it out, right? Because at the end of the day, people are just people. They're human, right? It doesn't matter if they're Elon Musk or they're a bum on the street. They're still people, and they still have emotions and they still have feelings, right? So it doesn't matter if you're dealing with a bum on the street or a billionaire. They still have the same emotions. Their brain's different, the way they think and their processes, but they still need to eat. They still need somewhere to sleep. They still need to take a shower. They still need basic human needs. And they're just different skill levels, and that's everything. Real estate agents, listen, there's a reason 86% of agents fail within 2 years of having a license. There's a reason. 86%, maybe more now, are in and out of the business in 2 years because no one teaches them what I'm teaching you. No one teaches them the processes. They throw them out there and then go do a contract. Boxes aren't checked. They don't know what form to use. I don't know how brokers let agents go out there not knowing what forms to use when they're responsible for them. half the brokers don't know what form to use. That's the sick part. You know? But that's what it comes down to. That's what's out there.
Well, and I think another maybe mindset now that we've been talking about this and this just came to mind is, and I think we all have this, is the desire to keep learning. So if we don't know
I
something,
learn
we're
every
going to
day.
ask you, or
I
we're
learn
going to
things every
take
day.
some classes. And so, maybe other agents aren't willing to put in the extra effort to constantly
I don't think
be on an
it's
educational journey.
I don't even know if it's that. They don't even know what the effort is to do. It's just like when you got to explain to someone to see the problem. Most of them don't even see the problem. They're not aware of the problem. Right? That's a lot of it. A lot of it. You know?
Right. You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah. And that's most of it. Right? So, all right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually call it a night. We're gonna end this here. If anybody has any comments or anything, you guys can put them in quick. But other than that, I think we're gonna call it a night, guys. And anybody have anything to say? Close out. Any comments or anything?
My gosh, if anyone is out there watching, give us some comments, ask us some questions, real estate or otherwise. Engage with us. Come on, we want to have communication with you.
There you go,
Yeah, indeed. I think it's
Christine. I
important
love
for us
it.
to.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I put the link. Yeah, if people want to come in, they're more than welcome to. Because listen, I know there's agents out there that are having problems. You know, I know there's a lot out there right now having problems with what's going on with all the settlements and all the stuff going on and the industry changing. You know, this is not going to be the same industry in 6 months. There's so much going on. 6 months, there's going to be a lot less agents. I mean, it's a lot happening. You know, people can't stay in the business. It's not worth it for them. You know, sad, but a lot of these people probably shouldn't be in the business anyway, honestly.
Yeah,
So,
well, I'm grateful for the opportunity, Phil, and for you really just kind of putting the show together to just, like you said, we need to put ourselves out there, let people know who we are and what we're about. And, this show is a platform for that. So I'm really grateful to be a part of it. And I can't wait to see where we all take off and how
yeah.
successful
And
we're all
now
gonna be.
it's time. Now it's time for your part, right? You guys are ready.
I'm ready.
Connect, position, aspire, set the appointment. And
Yep,
then
I'm starting my
that's what
first day of prospecting tomorrow because I have the day off, and that's what I plan to do is put in the action and
Awesome.
work for myself. And hopefully people are in the mood to hear me because it's going to be Halloween, but maybe it'll be a happy Halloween for them because we can get their house sold.
Speaking of Halloween, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow, we're giving out free cannolis instead of
I'll
candy.
be there.
So we're going to be outside the pizza bus, setting up a table, and then we're going to give cannolis out. So, and I'll probably make some pizzas too, and just cut them in strips. Let people have like little strips of pizza, and
That's awesome.
just try to make it cool.
It's better than candy, definitely.
Indeed.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I also want to say,
killer.
I also want to say that I'm happy to be here, and I think that we're making history. This is a humble beginning for the show, but I believe that it's a good record for us to go back to in a few years and say, hey, this is when I started.
Yeah,
this is
for sure
what I looked like. So that's the value. This is kind of like
that's going to be fun.
I love
Time
that,
capsule.
Francisco. Yeah,
Have you guys?
Have
you guys gone back?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Have you guys gone back on my YouTube channel like 20 years ago? There's a video of me and Mark, and I'm making ravioli and homemade fresh mozzarella.
I saw
and talking about
yeah.
real estate with clients.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, we go back. We laugh, dude. I actually show clients that when I'm doing a Zoom call, and I introduce Mark to them, and I want them to meet Mark. I tell them who Mark is and this. Some of the clients, I'll say, listen, 25 years ago, when I got into the business, Mark and we've been doing business that long. He did this, this, and this. I have a video. Aiden's 14 years old in the one video.
That's so awesome.
And I pull it up. So look, this is Mark. This is me. Back then, we had like one of the first podcasts. I had restaurants and things. We cook food. We do this. And we were talking about, I had clients on there talking about me selling their house that they couldn't sell with 3 other agents. It was $1 million property on the beach. I listed it, had showings like within 2 months, within 2 weeks. And we had it under contract like in like I think a month and a half.
That's
a Canadian
awesome.
a guy from Canada bought it. And the guy's talking all about it. I'm in there like making food.
The best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Food
It
and
was
real
fun.
estate. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun. That was the stuff we did. So, all right, guys. So let's call it a night. We'll get out of here and just hang on in here a second.
night,
And
everyone.
Bye.
I'll talk
Good
to you
night,
guys in a
everybody.
bit.
care.
Thanks for
Bye. See
watching.
you soon. Bye.
Good
Take
night.
care.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for being here.